Today, set the goal, see the goal, be the goal, turning cravings into purpose. Welcome to Sacred Grit, a podcast equipping men to conquer addiction and overcome inner struggles through physical, mental, and spiritual disciplines so you can become a man of honor and integrity. I'm Jason Lyle. Now let's get to work. This episode is brought to you by Adventures in Recovery, Air, Georgia. What's up, my dude? Welcome back to the Sacred Grit Podcast. All right, Gritty Wednesday. Let's get the rubber on the road. Now, here's some things I want you to understand. On Sunday, we talked about rock climbing and controlling cravings during the holidays. So if you have not listened to that, you should go back, because who would not want to hear an episode on rock climbing and controlling cravings? But today is all about application. Now, here's what I want you to think about as we go through this. Set the goal, see the goal, be the goal. Here's the thing, man. If you walk into any situation without any kind of proactivity and you struggle with addiction, doesn't matter if you're addicted to exercise or if you're addicted to methamphetamine, you have to have a goal. You have to see the goal that you want. Who is the man that I want to be? That is your goal. You look out in the future. So you might say, man, if I make it through the holidays without a drink, I can see that guy on the other side. Set that goal. That is the guy I want to be. See that goal. That is the person that I want to be. And then be that goal. Be that person right now. You might say, Jason, that sounds amazing. How do I do that? Glad you asked. I'm going to give you a simple practice here today. If you've not heard of the Wim Hof breathing method, the Wim Hof breathing method is, I'm going to count down for you today on this episode. By the way, if you're driving, feel free to listen. Do not do this while you drive. Do not do this while you drive. Do not do this while you drive, or anything that requires you to be lucid, right? Or awake, because this is a breathing technique meant to do while you're lying down. All right. So there you go. My disclaimer. The Wim Hof method is 30 deep breaths. I'm going to help you count all those down, and then after breath number 30, you're going to let all the air out of your lungs, and we're going to hold for a period of time. And then after that period of time, it's your leisure, whenever you feel like you need to, you're going to take a deep breath in, hold it for 15 seconds, and then you're going to let that go. Now, you might ask yourself, well, Jason, what is the point in doing this? Glad you asked that. All right, so here's the thing. As we talked about on Sunday, addiction gets wired into your autonomic nervous system. That means that in order to reverse those triggers that you have got to hack into your autonomic nervous system. Well, how do we do that? We do that with the breathing method. Your breath is in your autonomic nervous system. That means you cannot go without breathing. Your autonomic nervous system will override your conscious thought, and you will eventually breathe. Okay? So by doing this breathing method, we're going to do 30 deep breaths in and out, let it all out. We're going to hold. And then as we hold, eventually what we're going to realize, or what we're going to feel in our body, is we have to breathe. That is your autonomic nervous system telling your brain that you have to breathe. But here's what I want us to do. I want us to think rationally for just a second, but I don't have to breathe just yet. And you can start that rational thought by saying to yourself, or that line of thought by saying to yourself, I just took 30 deep breaths. I have plenty of oxygen in my body. Now, the goal here is not to hold your breath until you pass out. The goal here is for you to be able to negotiate with that autonomic nervous system, to focus on who you want to become by holding your breath, right? This is that set the goal, see the goal, be the goal. In the midst of this, you can start thinking, no, I want to be able to control myself. And you can come back to peace inside yourself. You're negotiating. You're saying, I can stay here a little longer. I can stay here a little longer, until eventually, yes. Oh, you're going to have to take that big breath in. And at that moment, you're rewarding your autonomic nervous system for staying a little longer. You're learning how to regulate your own autonomic nervous system by holding your breath. This is such a simple practice. Now, let me say this. Wherever you are, If you are not in a place where you can get comfortable and still, stop this recording and wait until you get there. Now, we're back. If you are in a place where you can be comfortable and still, preferably lying down, I just want you to do that. Or sitting up, that's fine. And I just want you to just become calm in your mind. I'm going to walk you through this. There's absolutely no reason to be anywhere else but right here with me and calm and just nowhere to be. You're just right here, right now. And just notice that you are breathing. Just automatically. You're just breathing. Then the air comes in through your nose. And the air goes out of your nose. You're just breathing. Now, when we start this breathing exercise here in just a second, I'm going to move really quick. But if you need to pause and not do one of the big breaths, not do two of the big breaths, that's fine. This is your practice. There is no right way or wrong way to breathe. The biggest thing I want you to take out of this is that you take deep breaths. Big, deep breaths. I do in through my mouth and out through my mouth. You can do in through your nose and out through your nose. But I want you to take a deep breath in. And then when you let it out, just let it out. Just let it fall out of your body. You don't need to force it out. Just let it fall out of your body. Big breaths. And when we do 30 of those, I want you to let the air out of your body. You don't have to let it all out. You can let it all out, whatever feels good to you, and you're just going to hold. And as you hold, I will talk you through that process. But here's the biggest thing I want you to know. At any point in time in there that you want to, you can just take a deep breath in, hold it for about a 10 or 15 count, let it go, and then we'll all be back together on the same page. And I'll talk a little bit more before wrapping up. Okay? One time through. Here we go. Breathing in, letting 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 go. Halfway. Fully in, letting go. Fully in, letting go. Big breaths. Breathing in, letting go. Breathing in, letting go. Breathing in, letting go. 10 more. Breathing in, letting go. Big breaths. Breathing in, letting go. Breathing in, letting go. Breathing in, letting go. Breathing in, letting go. 5 more. Fully in, letting go. Fully in, letting go. Fully in, letting go. 2 more. Breathing in, letting go. Last one. Fully in, letting go, and hold. Now, my dude, let peace just come across your whole body. And right now, you're at a complete state of rest. And you're just holding your breath. That's all you're doing. You just took 30 big breaths. You have all the oxygen you need in your body. And eventually, what's going to start to happen is you're going to feel yourself need to breathe. And all I want you to do when you feel that need to breathe is just see if you can stay a little bit longer. Just negotiate with it. There's no need to hold longer than you need to. You're not going to gain any advantage by making a competition out of this. And when you can't hold any longer, just take a deep breath in. Hold it for a 10 or 15 count. And then let it go. And just notice what you feel. You should all be getting really close if you haven't already had to breathe. You just take that deep breath in. and let it go. Now, you can do 2 or 3 more rounds of this breath. I do 3 rounds every morning because here's what I want to train my brain to do. I want to train my brain to be able to feel the triggers, to catch the triggers, and to observe the triggers, and to allow the moment to pass. And by doing this breath work, I am training my brain, literally training my brain, how to sit with autonomic nervous system stimulation. If you can allow yourself to do this, if you could train yourself to do this 3 rounds every morning, in the next few weeks, you will start to see unbelievable ability to hold on to that space where you feel triggered. It is a beautiful tool, and it also gives you an anchor back to your breath. In the midst of dysregulation, you could just stop and breathe. Take a nice deep breath in, let it go, close your eyes, pause, and there you have it. You're right back to regulated. My dude, thank you for listening. Thank you for passing on this information. It is a beautiful gift, these practices that I was given by a man named Rob Gent, and all I want to do is pass them on to others. If you will go down into the show notes, you'll see my link for a consultation call. I would love to help you become the man that you want to be. All right. Now listen. You got to get down to Griffin, Georgia and see my buddy Chuck Swinson. Chuck operates Chick-fil-A Griffin, the finest Chick-fil-A establishment in the state of Georgia and quite possibly the United States, maybe even the world. Not to mention, he is just a good dude. So get down, see my buddy Chuck Swinson. All right, my dude. Thank you for listening, and I will see you again on Sacred Sunday.